is fired up despite gray skies and rainy skies. It hasn't deterred the fans, even a couple Minnesota fans here in Happy Valley. Now Minnesota 3-0, looking to start Big Ten play with a victory. Meanwhile, Big Ten play was not kind to Penn State as they got mauled last weekend at Michigan 49-10. They're looking to bounce back. And their fans, they've got the ponchos. They're looking to bounce back as well. Penn State hosting Minnesota as they battle for the Governor's Victory Bell here in Happy Valley. Minnesota 3-0, their first Big Ten game today. Penn State, meanwhile, 2-2. They lost last week at Michigan, so they are 0-1 so far in conference action. Here in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside College Football Hall of Famer Chuck Long. And Chuck, it may only be week 5, but this is a big game, especially for Penn State. They do not want to drop to 2-3.
Well, you mentioned it, Brandon. Big bounce-back game for Penn State coming off a tough loss against Michigan on the road. They're at home, and you want to hold serve at home. Meanwhile, Minnesota's coming in here undefeated. First road game. Huge game for both teams. Yeah,
and both teams feature great running games. We'll talk about that in a second. But as we look at some of the key numbers for both sides, turnover differential, that could be a big factor. +3 for Minnesota, -4 for the Nittany Lions.
The key factor in winning football games is rush yards and turnover margin. And that's why Minnesota's undefeated. Penn State needs to pick it up in both those departments. They have a chance today to win this football game.
And Penn State, they have had trouble stopping the run. Both Michigan last week and a couple weeks ago, Pittsburgh ran for over 300 yards against them. And the big reason why their linebacking core is depleted.
They are young and inexperienced. They need to show up today. They had trouble getting lined up against Michigan last week. They need to get lined up to stop that Minnesota run game and Mitch Leidner to have a chance in this football game.
And one of the headliners of that run game, Rodney Smith, he and Shannon Brooks in the backfield against Colorado State last week in that win. They ran for 184 yards combined and 3 touchdowns. So yes, Minnesota can run it. Don't forget, though, in Penn State's backfield, a guy by the name of Saquon Barkley, and he is maybe the best tailback in all of Big Ten play.
Yeah, one of the premier backs that I've seen all year. They are 8-0 the last couple of years if they rush for 150 yards or more. So they need to pick it up with their run game and give that man the ball to have a chance in this football game. Saquon Barkley is going to have a big role today.
Temperatures hovering right around 58 degrees. Here in the booth, it's Chuck Long and I'm Brandon Gaudin. We have a third member of our on-air crew down in those raindrops, and we welcome in Brian Tripp.
Thank you, Brandon. Fortunately, for the time being, the rain has stopped, but it absolutely poured prior to warm-ups here today. The field was uncovered, and it is going to be slick. Also, how will the players handle the wet football here today? Saquon Barkley, Penn State's running back, did have trouble pregame handling the football, and as Chuck mentioned, turnovers will be a problem. Brandon, both teams practice outside in the rain this week. We'll see how they handle it here today.
And it is time for our Auto Owners Insurance Impact Players. And let's see, when Minnesota has the football, Chuck Long, who are we looking at?
Well, Mitch Leidner can do it with his legs and his arm. And that Leidner to Wolotarski combination has been prolific this year. Brandon Smith, young linebacker, get him lined up, get him ready to go. Big role for him today.
And then flip sides, how about when the Nittany Lions have the ball?
Well, Trace McSorley and Chris Godwin were good the first 3 games, not so good in the last game. They need to get back to those first 3 games, have that combination going today, and they need to find a way to block Steven Richardson of Minnesota. He's a wrecking ball in there.
He had 4 tackles for a loss in their win last week against Colorado State. As you get a look at Tracy Claeys, a 48-year-old head coach, took over last year when Jerry Kill announced his retirement. So Tracy Claeys is the man on the side for the Golden Gophers, looking to get them to 4-0. And then it's a fired-up James Franklin there in the middle of that huddle, a spirited Coach Franklin. And he is, as you see, 16-14 so far in his 3rd year with the Nittany Lions. There is Mitch Leidner, 5th-year senior. This is his 33rd career start.
Well, he completed 80% of his footballs against Colorado State. He's had a hot hand lately, but he can also beat you with his legs. So look for some quarterback run game today as well to keep that Penn State defense honest.
Starting in the backfield is Rodney Smith, and they do give it to Smith. A little bit of a second effort, got him a couple yards to the right of center, tackled by the corner Christian Campbell.
Now you're going to see a pro-style offense with Minnesota. They're one of the rare pro-style offenses in the country right now with a fullback, 2 backs, and they feature Wolotarski, the wide receiver. He has double the catches as the next receiver, and that can happen in a pro style.
We'll continue to track those Penn State linebackers as Leidner goes play action. And he completes it on the run to Drew Wolotarski. So we just talked about him a couple moments ago. And Wolotarski hauls it in on the right side near a first down. And they will give him first down yardage.
And a good start. They run the first play, then they fake the run, come out on a little bootleg. Nice accuracy to the outside to keep him going to the outside. Don't put it behind him where a guy can make the tackle. Good accuracy by Leidner.
Those receptions and yards, #1 on the team. As now Wolotarski will sit this play out. A pistol look here. Leidner, the quarterback, with Rodney Smith behind him. And it will be Rodney Smith, who had 99 yards and 2 touchdowns last weekend in the win over Colorado State, gets a second carry there for 3.
What you love about Rodney Smith, he's only 5'11", 205 pounds, but he'll stick it up in there now. He's quick and elusive, and you get to the outside. A nice game breaker, but you saw in that run, he'll stick it up in there when there's no hole. Showed some toughness there, Brandon.
2nd and 6. Up the gut again with Rodney Smith. And that surge will get him a first down. He has had some great yards after contact on 3 different plays. Redshirt sophomore, 205 pounds from Jonesboro, Georgia, gives him a new sack.
Just a little fold scheme, and Cameron Brown was right there in the hole and had a chance to stop him, but Rodney Smith, look at his leg drive and power. Very impressed with him early in this football game.
Shannon Brooks now in the backfield. Throwing as he's hit over the head of Colton Beebe. Getting in there, Manny Bowen, the linebacker, was coming right in the face of Mitch Leidner.
And for some reason, they're not blocking Manny Bowen on a blitz. Manny Bowen's free to the quarterback here. And that's tough when you have to spin all the way around and make a throw to the flat. Not many quarterbacks can do that. And they had to find a way to block Manny Bowen off the edge. Otherwise, Penn State's going to keep doing this.
2nd and 10. No score, 3:38 first quarter. And there's the other man, Shannon Brooks. Down near the 20 from Minnesota, first down. If it's not Smith, it's Brooks. It's a great 1-2 combo out of the backfield.
Great 1-2 combo because Shannon brings that power as well. Not as fast as Smith, but he has power. Here he is, this off-tackle play. What I like about Shannon Brooks is he's patient. He has great vision and patience, as you saw there. Lets his block set up in front of him.
He returned from a broken bone in his right foot last week, had 85 yards, said he felt great, so they're ready to give him more work. Rodney Smith trying to bounce it outside, no luck. 5 blue shirts there to bring him down to the turf. Led by Marcus Allen.
That was good job by Penn State's defense, and they were tight to the line of scrimmage now. They were daring Minnesota to throw the ball there. They're all up in there. Just a little zone play. And Rodney Smith's trying to get to the outside, but that's what you like. You like that gang tackling right there, Brandon. That's how you play defense. Get everybody to the football.
And after all the open field tackles missed for Penn State, just like to see any gang tackling here indeed in week 5. And that one is thrown behind the intended receiver, again going for Brian Smith, but Mitch Leidner threw it in the wrong direction.
Yeah, Leidner waited a little bit too long. He needed to time that out a little bit better. Just slow to throw that football, and he threw it behind Brian Smith. A little quicker on the play action, get the ball up, and he had a completion.
And remember, even though it's not raining right now, the ground has to be somewhat wet from all the rain this morning.
Yeah, and your 3rd and goal here. You got to be careful as a quarterback. Don't want to take a sack or force anything.
3rd and goal from back deep, and Leidner wants to take off. He trips. Tried to use his feet. There might have been a little space there, but he couldn't keep
down.
up.
Part of the ball coming out, 4th down.
And I think he tripped over Garrison Wright, the left tackle. There it is right there. He tripped. But that's a smart play call because you don't want to force anything. Try to play for your field goal, get 3 points out of it.
This will be a 37-yarder for Emmett Carpenter. Former walk-on, first year as a starter, 5 for 5 in the field goal department. 6 of 6. Right down Broadway in Minnesota. strikes first in Happy Valley.
That was a good drive engineered by Mitch Leidner on a skate from the pocket, hitting Brian Smith as Brian Smith broke his route off to keep that drive going to get 3 points. And when you're on the road, you want to score early, and Minnesota's accomplished that. So they've spread the ball out pretty well, evenly across their offense.
Minnesota is now 15 for 15 this year when getting inside the red zone. They had scored 13 touchdowns, now 2 field goals. As this kickoff goes over toward the corner, returning it Nick Scott. He's got a little seam. Could not break that last tackle on the outside from Antoine Winfield. Had he been able to get past him, he might have gone to the house.
He had one man to beat. Couldn't shake him.
And now the ball will go over to Penn State, and they are led by the sophomore sensation Saquon Barkley. Had a pretty good game against Pittsburgh, Chuck Long.
And they need to get back to that game plan because he scored 5 touchdowns, all different kinds of ways. Here he is on the pass reception, on the catch and run for the touchdown. They need to find a way to get him the ball early in this game. Last week against Michigan, now they threw the ball the first 3 plays of the game, and they were 3 and out. Let's see if they change. Joe Moorhead, the offensive coordinator, changes that up this week and gives Saquon Barkley the ball early in this first series.
He's going to move up in the pocket. Deep, high-arcing ball, and he's got his man, DeAndre Tompkins. Happy 21st birthday, DeAndre Tompkins.
That was a great play by Trace McSorley because he had pressure. He moved around in the pocket, escaped it, and made a great play to Tompkins on the sideline on a little out and up. That was all Trace McSorley buying some time to get to his receiver.
53 yards on the reception. He has been targeted early in this one. Now they go back to Barkley. Up the middle for a good gain of 8.
Yeah, here's the play. Slow play action. Steps up and out. Keeps his eyes down the field. And finds Tompkins. That's hard to do as a quarterback.
Talked a lot pregame about Deshaun Hamilton and Chris Godwin as we are going to get to the end of the first quarter. 2 very talented wideouts, but Tompkins, he showed up early in the first quarter. However, the only points belong to Minnesota on a field goal by Emmett Carpenter. And it is 3-0. It's the 14th all-time meeting between Minnesota and Penn State in Happy Valley. We'll be back on BTN in just a moment. James Franklin and the Nittany Lions down 3-0 as we get ready for the start of the second quarter. Minnesota got the field goal. Now Penn State looking for their first points. Trace McSorley, the quarterback, sat behind Christian Hackenberg last year. Of course, Hackenberg now in the NFL, but this time on the ground again with Barkley fighting down inside the 5. And it'll be 3rd down.
Just playing it safe right now. Again, another zone play. 3 straight zone plays in a row. It might be where they're playing. This is 4-down territory where they won't kick it and go for it on 4th down. That's why they ran it there.
3rd and goal. Penn State has struggled this year on 3rd downs, just 24%, second worst in FBS football.
Minnesota showing zone pass defense.
McSorley tries to take off, dives, and did not get in. He got close, but Galen Elmore denying him of the goal line.
Big call for James Franklin. Looks like he's going for 3.
And the boos are raining down. McSorley just could not get there.
Good job of McSorley trying to keep that alive on a scramble, trying to score. A good stop by Minnesota.
Tyler Davis trying to tie Luke Strebel of Air Force with 15 consecutive field goals made. And this is a chippy. Barely got the snap off. It is good. He has made 15 straight as Tyler Davis, and we are even at 3 apiece. James Franklin in a battle against Minnesota. James Franklin, the decision, instead of going for 6, he went for 3. Why do you think so?
I thought it was a good decision. Everybody's, hey, we have Saquon Barkley. We should get it in. No, they have 2 freshman guards up there. Their offensive line isn't exactly blowing Minnesota off the ball, especially in tight yard situations. I thought it was a good decision to get to 3, especially early in the game.
Joey Julius to kick it away. That one's going to go 3 yards deep, and Myrick will try to return it. And it's going to turn out as if he would have taken a knee anyway, out near the 25. He has 2 big tackles on the season. He was looking for a 3rd. And now shifting around, Shannon Brooks to the right side. He'll have a first down and a little extra. Started out left, Brooks brought it back right.
That was all Shannon Brooks. There was nowhere to go. It was a slant play to the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage. Penn State had it all bottled up, but there's no defensive end over here. Shannon Brooks, with his great vision, saw that, made the cut back, got a big gain out of it. Defensively, you have to stay at home for the cutback play.
First play of this drive is a pitch out to the left side to Tyler Johnson, the freshman from Minneapolis. And it's a 9-yard gain.
And Tyler Johnson was their leading receiver coming into this game. Good job by Mitch Leidner. The play action fake, he has to flip his hips all the way around and make a throw to his left for a right-handed quarterback. That's a tough throw, and he threw it with some nice accuracy. You see the talent and ability that he has.
Kobe McCreary, his first carry of the game, across the 50. It's a nice first carry. Into Penn State territory and down to the 40 before he's wrangled down by Troy Apke.
Well, don't forget about McCreary. He's only averaging over 8 yards a carry. Here he is on a little fold scheme or power scheme right up the middle. You see how strong and powerful he is. But we haven't mentioned him all game, but he's 8 yards a carry.
Yeah, you have Smith and Brooks. Now McCreary now over 200 yards this season, but 176 of those came in one game against Indiana State. So outside of that game against the Sycamores, limited action, he will get a second carry here for 2.
And they're giving Rodney Smith a little break here in this series, trying to get McCreary hot. And they will go with the hot hand. They don't have a pitch count, or they say, all right, this back's going to get this many carries, this back's going to get this many. They just put them in there, and if they're hot, they'll stay in there.
We mentioned that Joe Moorhead, the offensive coordinator for Penn State, is a first-year guy, as is Jay Johnson, the first-year OC for Minnesota. Spent the previous 5 years at Louisiana in the same role. Out of the backfield, it's Smith. Pushed out amongst his teammates on the near sideline, just shy of the 30.
And you mentioned offensive coordinator Jay Johnson. I love the way he's using Smith in the run game and in the pass game. Look at the hands here. Just a little, look at the hands getting up, twisting his body around.
Well, Smith was a great middle infielder in high school as a baseball player as well. They know that he has the hands.
Here are the third downs that Minnesota likes. This is where they're really good.
Still searching for that first third down conversion in this game. He needed to get to the 30, and they're coming in right near the marker. It's going to be close.
Good push by Penn State's defensive line on a 3rd and short.
And they're short. So these two teams now 0 of 11 on third downs.
And number 77, Tyler McCure, just the center, need to stay on his feet.
Minnesota keeping the offense out there. 4th and less than a yard. Shannon Brooks standing behind the quarterback, Leidner. The give is to Brooks, and with that second surge, he got it.
Great second effort by Shannon Brooks, because Penn State bottled that up. There's all Shannon Brooks there. The Minnesota line's too high. They need to get lower on these fourth and ones. Look at the push. Look at the drive by Brooks.
Using all 210 pounds as the Atlanta, Georgia native.
Power back.
He led Minnesota in rushing as a true freshman last year. And now they're going to the air. And a flag comes out. Brian Smith was interfered with. It was Grant Haley on the coverage, and he got tangled with Smith.
Yeah, and Grant Haley was all over Smith. That was an easy call to make. Trying a little fade route.
Pass interference. Defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
There he is. Just a little fade route to the outside. Oh, and I can hear what the crowd was saying there. Yeah, that could have gone either way.
Instead, it goes against Haley, who's just trying to return from an injury. Was in a limited role last week. Now he's back full-time.
He actually turned to look for the ball, and he was in good position.
But instead, the penalty against him. 1st and 10, Minnesota. And a red zone opportunity where they've been so good this year. Up the middle, Rodney Smith. Not much there.
Good job again by the Penn State front 7. Here's the replay, just a little, again, you have Colton Beebe trying to lead the way. He's 270 pounds and couldn't move that defensive line of Penn State.
That's Curtis Cawthron, the redshirt junior from Newton, Pennsylvania. He's back, first time he's played this year. And getting some action and making a nice stop. In Penn State, if there's one thing they want to hear is getting players back on defense. They are happy to have Cawthron in the fold. 2nd down. Leidner right side completes it. And getting down near the 10, Drew Wolotarski, his first or second catch of the game. That'll bring up 3rd down.
A little crossing route for Wolotarski. Not sure where the linebackers were on that play. If they got lined up quick enough. Got a lot of space in there. They were coming on a blitz, and Leidner felt it and got rid of the football.
So here we go, Minnesota. 0 of 5 on 3rd downs, but 56% coming into this game on conversions on 3rd. Penn State rushes 5, throw over the middle, complete. And the last gasp gets him in. Drew Wolotarski, 3rd touchdown of the season.
When in doubt, go to your go-to receiver. Exactly what Mitch Leidner did. Found his man, Wolotarski, in the middle of that zone defense. Here it is. Just a couple of crossing routes, and Wolotarski sits it down right in the zone. Nice pitch and catch for a big touchdown.
Mentioned his 3rd of the season, 6th of the career for the senior. Really came on last year when he had 3 touchdowns, and now he's already evened that total in 2016. PAT up and good for Carpenter. 3 catches for Wolotarski. And that puts Minnesota up 10-3 with 2:06 left in the half. Evan Carpenter kicks it away. No chance here for Nick Scott. He'll go down to a knee. Back to the right arm. Deshaun Hamilton. He gets out of bounds over at the Penn State sideline.
It's a good little out route to Deshaun Hamilton, who I think has kind of struggled in that slot position all year, getting off of coverage, but they're starting to get him loosened up a little bit in the slot in this game. Had one early.
And it will be Barkley up the middle. Into Minnesota territory to the 49.
And they get the first down, and those little inside zone. Good vision. Take it right up the middle, get the first down.
Penn State this time is going to take a shot for Tompkins. No. They've done that a couple times trying to stretch things vertically. Not there.
Yeah, McSorley and Tompkins are just not in sync right now with that long ball. You hit a couple of those now, it's a different ball game. And they need to keep trying. The hardest thing for an offensive coordinator when you call him is to come back to it later. Let's see if Joe Moorhead comes back to that play, because he has a chance to hit those.
Did you like taking that shot there, first down?
Absolutely. Take a shot, you get the first down, have Minnesota on their heels a little bit, take the shot. That was a good call.
Instead, 2nd and 10. Start watching the clock here. 1:35 left in the half. Barkley hit in the backfield, dances away. This is trouble. A big loss, tackled back near the 40.
Sometimes Saquon Barkley wants to make the big play all the time. The big hitter.
Second charge.
It's not there.
Time out of the half. Penn State.
They just couldn't block Steven Richardson there.
Penn State had to take a timeout. They couldn't block Richardson. They also couldn't block Jonathan Celestine.
Right.
3rd and 18. What does Trace McSorley have up his sleeve here? Pressure coming again off his back foot, just flings it away. And now Penn State will have to punt. Minnesota might have a chance with still 1:21 remaining and 3 timeouts.
Right, just had to throw it away. Here's Godwin at the top of your screen. I don't know if McSorley saw him, but all he had to do is throw that comeback route on the sideline where it's safe. And I think McSorley was looking another way down the middle of the field trying to get the first down.
Godwin and Hamilton, the 2 stud wide receivers in their career, combined over 3,200 yards, but in this game they're under 20 combined. So those corners doing a nice job for Minnesota.
Let's see what Minnesota does here, and will they go 2-minute? I wouldn't call Minnesota's offense a great 2-minute offense.
They are going to throw it. Instead of Wolitarsky, it's Brian Smith. But that's only going to result in 3 yards.
Not too big a hurry right now for Minnesota.
First charge. Time out of the half. Minnesota. The 30-second timeout.
So now they have 2 timeouts left.
Right, you have 2 timeouts now. You want to, when you get under 30 seconds, you need to call a timeout quick.
2nd 6 there is Wolitarsky. Second effort gets him near the first down marker, but right now they need to be concerned about that clock.
Need to hurry up now. Save the 2 timeouts if you can and get this ball snapped at 30. And then be ready to call timeout if you don't stop the clock.
They do snap it at 30. Wolitarsky trying to get outside. He has the first down. Near midfield. He'll be stopped a little short of midfield around the 49.
Now they're working it well right now. Again, plenty of time. 26 seconds is plenty of time, especially with 2 timeouts.
Brent Pry imploring his Penn State defense for one more stop to keep this a 10-3 game. Leidner fires a fastball again. Wolitarsky.
Call the timeout.
And now you're getting on the edge of field goal range. From right around here, it would be a 50-yarder. He's warming up and waiting for his opportunity. Still 1 timeout for the Gophers. Slipping through the hole to the 25 and a couple extra for Rodney Smith before he's brought down by Marcus Allen.
Oh, they're hurrying up. I'd call timeout there or he's going to spike it.
And Leidner spikes it indeed.
Yeah, they got the first down, so stop the clock.
So you have 11 seconds, 1 timeout.
Yep.
Will you take a shot here? What do you do?
Yeah, take a shot.
And how about Penn State defensively? If you're Coach Pry, how do you handle this?
Well, they're in field goal range, so just give them the 3, make them earn the 3, but don't play a little softer on your defense. But that was good clock management. They did get the first down, and you want to spike there, so that was the right call.
Minnesota 3-0, looking to get to 4-0, and right now just searching for a bigger cushion. They go on the ground conservative. And now they can burn that timeout and bring out Emmett Carpenter.
Yeah, that was a nice 2-minute drill by Minnesota. Used the clock well, used their timeouts well, had the good spike after the first down.
Time out of the half. Minnesota, it's a full timeout.
35-yarder. Snap and hold good, kick good as well. Well, you said a great 2-minute drive by Minnesota. Carpenter caps it off. They have to feel very good going into the lockers.
Absolutely. You always want to go into halftime with the lead, and not only that, but they got the 3 right at the end on a great 2-minute drill down the field.
That ends the first half. Tracy Claeys and company. They've got a 13-3 lead. Battling for the Governor's victory bell in Happy Valley. Minnesota leads it by 10 over the Nittany Lions. (13-3), Minnesota leading Penn State. We are getting closer to the start of quarter number 3. Before we get there, let's toss it down to the sidelines and Brian Tripp.
Brandon had an opportunity to speak with both coaches. For Penn State, head coach James Franklin wasn't happy with the first half. He said his team needs to be more physical. Minnesota is loading the box a lot on defense. Expect Penn State to try to stretch the field here in half number 2. On the flip side, Tracy Claeys is very happy here with their first road game of the year so far. He's very pleased with the way they're playing, with the exception of the big plays. He feels like if they can eliminate the big plays, Minnesota will come out of here with a victory today.
Well, they're looking good so far, up 10. Mitch Leidner and Trace McSorley in our Quicken Loans quarterback comparison.
Well, right now there is no comparison. Mitch Leidner is definitely the leader on the field today, and he's really had command and presence and made some great throws. And Trace McSorley needs to get Chris Godwin going in this second half. That combination needs to start happening, and happening soon. Jalen Myrick, the corner for Minnesota, is really clamped down on Chris Godwin, but they have to find a way to get that McSorley-Godwin combination loose the second half to get that passing game going.
It's normally Nick Scott or Miles Sanders, but Barkley set to return the kick from Emmett Carpenter. Carpenter had a good first half. 2 field goals, including 1 to close the second quarter. Barkley's not going to dare return this. He goes down to a knee on the P in Penn State. Yeah, the rain had held off for most of the first half. It's like a heavy mist right now with a lot of low gray clouds here in Happy Valley. They try to mix in the rain game there, but not much for Saquon Barkley. It is just nasty.
I've done a few Penn State games and had a few like these. It's been some rain out here, and Penn State usually knows how to manage it, but right now they're struggling. They got to mix it up a little bit on offense right now. Get some tempo, change the flow of the game somehow, some way on offense.
It's been gray and rainy since we landed on Thursday. As McSorley, that one must have slipped out of the hands wrong, trying to get it to Urban Charles.
Yeah, they're just out of sorts right now. They're way out of rhythm with their offense. They're not mixing it up with their formations at all. They had tempo early in the game, which I think can help you in your offense. And right now, everything's slow and methodical. And now they're in a 3rd and long, and they have not converted all day.
Now they're 0 for 8. So not in a good position to get that first conversion. Trace McSorley from the gun. Steps up, throws. Was he past the line? He throws to Charles, complete, and he breaks free. Urban Charles. Touchdown, Penn State.
And that's the play that Penn State needed in their offense, and it couldn't come at a better time on a 3rd and 11 to Urban Charles, who has great upside for this team, can really run. There's some miscommunication in the back end of Minnesota to allow that to happen.
Well, how about that? 0 of 8 on 3rd downs. Maybe they hurt us. Put an exclamation mark on that first 3rd down conversion. 80 yards from Trace McSorley to Urban Charles, the first touchdown of his career, and it's a big one.
Time out.
Some life in Happy Valley after a long touchdown pass to Urban Charles. It's now 13-10, but boy, Trace McSorley was close to the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
Yeah, you see the ball. You see the ball right here on the 19-yard line, and let's see what happens. McSorley, he scrambles up in the pocket, and look, he's right behind the line. That's perfect awareness by your quarterback. Makes a big play to Charles. They missed the tackle down the field. These are the type of plays that can spark a football team, and is exactly what Penn State needed. After struggling coming out in the second half, hit a big 3rd and 11. Great awareness by McSorley in the pocket.
First touchdown of Irvin Charles' career. Goes for 80 yards and gets Penn State right back in this thing. Myrick takes it. Jalen Myrick, the kicker Julius tried to make the tackle, but he whiffed. He made 2 explosive tackles so far earlier this year, but he missed there.
He did get a piece of him, though. It wasn't clean, but did get a piece of him. He loves the play, doesn't he? There he is. Joey Julius makes the kick. Looking around for guys to block him. They don't want to block him anymore.
So much for staying back as a kicker. He sprints up there as fast as he can sprint. By the way, he was a soccer player in high school. Can you imagine him out on the soccer pitch? As there's a hard hit on the outside. Boy, Happy Valley has really come to life. Marcus Allen with a nice tackle.
We had the long touchdown, and now you had Julius coming down, getting a hit. People are excited in the crowd. Let's see if this Penn State football team feeds off of that. Nice first stop here by the defense to make a 2nd long.
Second half yards. Now a lot of those on that one pass to Charles, but Penn State picking it up. 2nd and 9 for Mitch Leidner. Swings it out left side to Rodney Smith. No, sir, says Manny Bowen.
Excellent open field tackle by Manny Bowen. He's your outside linebacker, and they like him out there. He plays some inside against Michigan. Wasn't as comfortable. Now they've kept him outside. Here's a little swing pass to Smith. Good tackle, low tackle. That's how you have to tackle now in college football. You can't go high anymore with the new rules, so you have to stay low, and they've tackled well in the open field.
They're telling them to get on their feet, and they are standing at Beaver Stadium. And it's batted away. Jordan Smith there defensively.
Nice play by Jordan Smith on the outside. Actually, Mitch Leidner underthrew the football. If he would have thrown that ball on time to Smith to the outside, might have had a completion. Underthrew it. George Smith made a nice play, broke it up.
He's getting some action time with some injuries in the secondary. Nice job.
Yeah, just underthrew the ball a little bit. Mitch Leidner did. Hey, it might be wet right now on that football. Hard to get a grip on it. Good defensive stand by Penn State. Let's see if they do something with it.
Oh, and that's going to be kick-catch interference, no doubt. Just a mental blunder there by Thomas Barber, coming up and making the contact with a returner, Reed. Penn State got the electric touchdown score. Now they got the stop defensively and the ball back.
And they have field position. You want to take advantage when you have it. It's been hard to come by.
Start this from inside the 45. Play action. They're going for the home run ball. And it is caught inside the 10 by Chris Godwin.
And there's the combination I've been waiting for all game. The McSorley to Godwin combo off the play action to Barkley. Nice throw to the post, and you always want to throw it inside the hash.
But then Barkley on the ensuing play is swallowed up in the backfield. Jonathan Celestine got back there in a hurry.
Tried to go to a fast-paced inside zone play. Minnesota was all over, but that was a beautiful post throw. Right inside the hash is where you want to lead those. Nice throw by McSorley to Godwin. Again, that combination needs to heat up here in the second half as the game goes.
You mentioned it several times. That was just Godwin's second catch. He now has 45 yards. Second goal, pressure coming. And over the head on the right side of Andre Robinson.
Tried a little wheel route to Andre Robinson out of the backfield. And McSorley had to rush his throw a little bit. Needed a little bit more air on that throw to the back pylon instead of the front pylon. He might have had a chance.
Penn State got all the way down here. A backwards play, then pressure and a bad pass. Now it's 3rd and goal. Right around the 10. Trace McSorley throws, and it is incomplete. Crowd was booing. They thought there was interference over there on Godwin, but the pressure was brought by Julian Huff, who was dragging down Trace McSorley.
I'm not sure that was a catchable ball. That was a great play by McSorley, just getting the ball off and avoiding the sack, which you don't want to do in the red zone. Let's see where the ball lands here. He slipped down there anyway, but that was a great play by McSorley with pressure. You don't want to take a sack in the red zone. Give your field goal kicker a chance. McSorley's just making some plays and getting out of trouble.
27-yarder for Tyler Davis, the redshirt junior. This would tie it. And he does sneak it inside the right upright. And with that field goal, not only does he tie the game, he sets a Penn State record by making 16 consecutive field goals. And although it's raining, these fans have something to cheer about in Penn State. Back at Beaver Stadium, Penn State has scored 10 unanswered. And now we're all even, 13 apiece. 7:28 remaining in the third as Joey Julius tees it up.
Well, Minnesota needs a drive here, because Penn State has all the momentum in this football game right now. Let's see what the veteran quarterback and Mitch Leidner, see if we can put a drive together. But we have Joey Julius show right now. Let's see if they block him.
See the numbers on the Jimmy John scoring drive. 5 plays, 33 yards that last time on the field goal. Well, Myrick won't give Julius a chance to make the tackle. Mitch Leidner, so experienced, 33rd career start. 5th in passing yards, 4th in rushing touchdowns. He is all over the career leaderboards. Now can he put Minnesota back in front in a hostile environment? Off play action. Tried it for Walnikarski, but incomplete.
Oh, he had him too. He had a nice little corner out to Walnikarski, and he just put too much air on it. Again, oh, nice job of laying. Oh, had the chance to catch the ball, laid out for the ball, just overthrew a little bit. Walnikarski could not bring it in. He needed to flatten that ball off a little bit more to the sideline instead of up the field with a little bit more air.
Walnikarski, 6 catches for 53 yards. That would have been his biggest one. He did have the touchdown grab earlier. And Shannon Brooks, 3 yards on the ground, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Trying to get to a 3rd and manageable situation with the run off the 2nd long has been the Minnesota formula. To try to get in the medium yardage, or a little outside of that medium yardage. And I would call this a 3rd and long for Minnesota.
The Gophers, 3 of 10 on 3rd down tries in this game. Once again, the Penn State bench saying, get up to Beaver Stadium. It's still Shannon Brooks in the backfield. This is a pistol look. They sent Eric Carter, the receiver, in motion left. Trying to get it to Walnikarski. Flag comes in. But that was thrown from behind the play back near the line of scrimmage.
Minnesota dropped 8 in coverage, only rushed 3.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer with targeting. Defense number 52. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
And an unhappy James Franklin, as if he couldn't lose any more guys on defense.
He's had a couple of those in a row. Had one last week in Michigan.
So now 1st and 10, and Leidner will keep. And he'll slide forward down around the 48.
There's your run game out for Mitch Leidner off the run option. Read the defensive end. He collapsed on the running back, and he kept it right around the left-hand side. Haven't seen a lot of those today. Thought we'd see more out of Mitch in the quarterback run game, but they're protecting him pretty well all day long.
Kobe McCreary with his 3rd carry. Across the 50 before he's tackled by Evan Schwann, the DN.
Just power football, pulling the guard, trying to get angle blocks for your offensive line to get leverage and an advantage on the defensive line. Right up the gut football for Minnesota. They're a traditional-looking football team. You don't see too many of these teams like this anymore.
Their first road game of the season. They got up 13-3. Penn State has scored the last 10. Now here's a big third down for the Gophers. Not going to get anywhere close. Stuffed. Several blue jerseys in there, including the free safety Marcus Allen coming up for extra help.
Great call by defensive coordinator Brent Pry. He sold the farm. He had everybody up in there. There's nobody back there. All 11 were on the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. There's not enough blockers. That was a third and medium. I'm surprised they ran the ball there instead of throwing it, especially with Mitch Leidner. Penn State took a chance. Great call by Brent Pry, the defensive coordinator.
John Reed back deep to return the punt of Ryan Santoso. And Reed will have a chance at it. Tries to slip through the defenders, but he cannot. Oh, interesting. Now the fake throw, and McSorley, nice little juke. Kept the defender frozen, and he takes off to pick up the first down.
There's your run option, quarterback run game. Reed's defensive end. He collapses on the running back. Nice job tucking the ball and get down. Well, there was no target there.
Andre Robinson now in the backfield alongside McSorley.
Nice decision by McSorley, taking this game over.
Another chance here. That time he throws it wide. He's trying to get it to Mike Gesicki, the tight end.
Just a little stop route. Gesicki just went 5 yards, turned around like a little hook route, and just McSorley missed through it. Surprised how he threw that. He's been on the money this half.
Gesicki's been targeted 4 times, 3 catches, but just 12 yards. You often see McSorley do going back up to the line and then returning to the shotgun. 2nd and 10. Stepping up. Oh, he's got Gesicki! Tackled at the 5 from behind by Jalen Myrick. How did Mike Gesicki get behind the coverage, Chuck?
Not sure what Jalen Myrick did there. He had him in coverage, and then he just fell off of him. And Gesicki was wide open. Great vision by McSorley, scrambling to his right a little bit. Watch him here in the pocket. Goes to his right and finds Gesicki all the way on the other side. Again, Myrick just let him go. He might have thought he had safety help behind him, which he didn't.
53 yards, and now McSorley has thrown for 267 in the game. Penn State looking for the lead. An acrobatic catch, but out of bounds. Chris Godwin.
Word on the field is an incomplete pass. 2nd down.
Juggling it as he tried to wrangle it in on the sideline.
It's hard to run quick outs near the goal line. It's a bang-bang play. They're hard to make. Just get that ball a little bit lower. You might have had a chance at a catch. Do it a little bit high, and Godwin just couldn't pull it in. Had it for a second. Just couldn't get. He was still bobbling when he was going out of bounds.
Really good call by Ron Tipton over there, the official. So now 2nd goal. McSorley fakes to Barkley, takes off. And Trace McSorley is in, and Penn State leads.
The old zone read play. And he just ducks it underneath and goes for that pylon. Looked like the point of the ball got across the goal line. Took a hit. Good, tough play by McSorley.
Point after good by Tyler Davis. Inside of 2.5 minutes remaining in the third, and Penn State has scored 17 unanswered points. Trace McSorley and the Jimmy John scoring drive puts Penn State up 20-13. 6 plays, 85 yards. Capped it with his 6-yard run, and it took a little over 2 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, with the big play to Gesicki. where Jalen Myrick lost coverage.
And that pass to Gesicki went for 53. It set up the touchdown run. And Myrick is sent out the back of the end zone. The Minnesota O-line, they lost so much from last year. But they've revamped once again. It's Brian Smith, the redshirt junior. So Smith comes into this game with 6 receptions on the season, and now he has 6 alone in this contest.
That was great play calling there, because Marcus Allen, the safety, came down to the box. Mitch Leidner, little play fake, and got the skinny post right behind where the safety was lined up. Nice play calling by offensive coordinator Jay Johnson, setting that up.
And he's the one that was telling us that they've been proud of that O-line we were just discussing. I mentioned they lost 6 players last year who had started to combine 115 games. But up front, they have retooled, and they've got good size. Shifting outside, Rodney Smith across midfield.
Wow, he got from the middle of the field to the sideline as fast as anybody I've seen. I mean, he was right in the middle there, and boom, he jump cut to the outside. Here he's up. Woo, there he goes, right to the outside. That's quickness right there. Nice jump cut to the outside. Great vision by Rodney Smith. This is a big drive for Minnesota. It's all Penn State momentum right now.
That is the end of the third quarter. Timeout.
15 minutes left. That's what remains in regulation in Happy Valley. We expected a good game, and we've got a good game. The Penn State offense woke up in that third quarter. Irvin Charles to the house. And the Nittany Lions would also get the score from Mick Sorley, and they lead it 20-13. Minnesota tries to battle back from down 7 here. Once again, it's the 20th carry for Rodney Smith. He has been the workhorse.
That's a rare blitz by Penn State. Defensive coordinator Brent Pryde didn't want to go a lot of blitzing today. Didn't want to do a lot of blitzing today because of the young group. There they showed it. Rodney Smith made him pay.
Do you blitz a little bit more with that younger group and some inexperienced linebackers? Do you take more chances or no?
No, not right now. What he's doing is the right thing. Just let him play, keep it simple, let him play fast.
7-yard gain that last time. Now Rodney Smith 95 yards, so he's up around the century mark. And this time he's going nowhere. Nowhere in a hurry thanks to Sharif Miller.
See, they blitzed the last play, and they paid the price. Now they just played simple so they can play fast, recognize their keys. Lost no gain on the play. So that's the benefit of just lining up and play and keeping it simple so they can get their keys, especially with a young group. Man coverage in the back end.
And instead of Rodney Smith, they go to Shannon Brooks in the backfield. They need 4 yards. Trying to run left side, and it's wide open. Shannon Brooks with a house call. And that quiets the 80,000 at Beaver Stadium, and a PAT will tie it.
There was a gaping hole on the left-hand side. It looked like Penn State was misaligned. Again, get back to the youth. Ooh. It looked like Cameron Brown for Penn State, number 31, was right there to make the play. Why he didn't make it, he was free to the ball carrier and did not make the play. Shannon Brooks slipped right underneath him for a big gain and touchdown.
Shannon Brooks now 9 touchdowns in 12 career games. The PAT just does sneak in that left upright for Emmett Carpenter. Shannon Brooks to the house, and we are all even again in Happy Valley. Fourth quarter, 13:29 left. Penn State ties it on the 37-yard touchdown run by Shannon Brooks. How did it happen, Chuck?
Well, Cameron Brown is free, and he has to flatten off and make the play. He is free to the ball carrier. They don't have enough blockers. He just didn't make the play, didn't flatten off and make the play. And Shannon Brooks just wrapped underneath them for the long touchdown run. That's a freshman mistake. They like Cameron Brown. They think he has great upside. It's just recognizing the play It was a good overloaded defense to stop that play, and he just didn't recognize it. Touchdown. It's split second now, but he'll learn. I mean, he's only a freshman. It's just a matter of recognizing and get experience with it. Just flatten off, and you have the ball carrier.
Speaking of being a freshman, the man who ran that in, as that one's going out of bounds on the kick. Here, Penn State 2-2, Minnesota 3-0. Tie game. It's been the great game that we expected. As Trace McSorley and the Nittany Lions take back over, swinging it out left side to Barkley out of the backfield, but that one was snuffed out for a loss.
Swing pass to Barkley, trying to get it in your superstar's hands. Minnesota is all over the swing play. That was a good answer by Minnesota. Penn State had all the momentum in this game, and Leidner and company scored a touchdown to tie it up, get the momentum back in their favor. Now they have Penn State in the second long.
But there was quite a sequence there where it was loud here in Happy Valley. It's quiet right now as the offense try to go to work. Gives them a little something to cheer about, but they're still going to need 7 more yards after that catch by DeAndre Tompkins.
Good job by Trace McSorley. Get some of the yardage back on a second long. You don't want to get it all back. Try to get some of it back and get you in a third and manageable, which is exactly what they've done. Third and medium now.
Yeah, 3rd and 6 to be precise. First down marker is at the 45. And they snap from the 39 here. Trips left. The sophomore Barkley completing it now. Can Gesicki find the sticks? He cannot. 4th down. And a really nice tackle by Demarius Travis.
Yeah, look at Demarius Travis, their veteran, their captain. And the only thing about the route is you want to get the route to the sticks. It wasn't deep enough on the route, and therefore they didn't get the first down, but that was a great tackle by Travis.
They told us he is a leader by example. He's being a little vocal right there, but as long as he makes plays like he did, they want that leader by example mentality that Travis brings to the table. Is a high punt off the foot of Blake Gilligan. That goes out of bounds. 20-20 our score. 11:36 left in the 4th quarter. Now they're in enemy territory. Off play action. Mitch Leidner has an 8-yard pitch and catch. Out to Tyler Johnson, the freshman.
This is an excellent play action fake by Mitch Leidner, and then going back to his right side, flipping his body around. It's blind to the throw, so he's got to find those defenders when he flips around and get the ball out on time.
Shannon Brooks is the one in the backfield. He had the 37-yard touchdown run last drive that evened things up, but here they're throwing it and coming up to lay down the lumber. Koa Farmer. 20 all our score in Happy Valley. Fighting for space out to the 45 that time. Brooks tackled by Parker Cothran. As we get down inside at 10:30 left in the 4th.
That was your zone read. Mitch Leidner made the right decision, give it to Shannon Brooks, and he has a hot hand right now, so they're keeping him in there.
Last week was his first game returning from a broken bone in his right foot. And now they said he's full go this week. He's looked full go. Speaking of full go, Leidner completing it over the middle on a big pass to Drew Wolotarski.
And that was a bullet. He was trying to go to his left after the play fake to Brooks. Wasn't there. Nice footwork in the pocket, flips his hips. That was a shot over the middle.
Wasn't much room at all because Troy Apke, the safety, was there right on Wolotarski's tail.
You see the arm strength of Mitch Leidner on that throw.
Now from Penn State's 39, Smith with a nice hole. He's got 10 yards to the 29.
Get Rodney Smith back in there. That's exactly what they do. Right up the middle. Nice blocking up front. Starting to open up some holes on that Penn State defensive line.
Leidner with the pocket collapsing, and now it's fully collapsed. Robert Windsor getting in there, number 54. And the Nittany Lions, a big first down stop now, 2nd down and 14 coming up.
A little play action. They just keep working inside. That's what they tell defensive linemen. Just keep working inside. Big sack. They haven't had too many on Minnesota. They don't give up sacks. That was a great effort play.
That's only the 2nd sack, Chuck, that they've given up all year. Only one prior to that point. So 2nd and 14. And no room to go. Rodney Smith trying to cut it back. And now he's in deep trouble. And a flag comes in at the end. The crowd was cheering. They heard there was a penalty marker down. They got quiet. Now they're concerned.
Could it be a face mask at the end, which would be too bad because they'd have Minnesota backed up deep.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 2. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Wow, what a back-breaking penalty. Looked like you had him 3rd and forever, and they call Marcus Allen for a face mask.
Oh, that just hurts. Here it is right at the end. Left hand, number 2. And they had him wrapped up, too, and, oh, those are the ones that really hurt you. They had him 3rd and forever, and now they have a first down in the red zone.
And from here, it would be a 36-yard field goal, so you're already in field goal range now after that penalty. A fresh set of downs. Here we go. Shannon Brooks fighting for anything. But Penn State has been stout up front here so far this go-around. Kieran Sickles leading charge that time.
Timeout of the half. Penn State. 30-second timeout.
And Minnesota wants to run the ball to use some clock here because they're in field goal range. They have a great kicker in Carpenter who hadn't missed all year.
Tracy Claeys in Minnesota looking for a 4-0 start. 2nd down and 11 from the 20. Leidner keeps. Dances inside for 3 or 4.
Smart play, getting down. Now it's just a matter of where you want Carpenter to kick from, which hash. Or try to get it to the middle of the field.
Penn State takes a timeout, so they have one left.
And final charge timeout of the half. Penn State. This is a full timeout.
Third and 8. Handoff and tackled back at the 19. So they try to stretch it out to the left side. Shannon Brooks tackled by Manny Bowen. Bowen got him by the ankle.
And they were clearly trying to get it to the middle of the field.
Minnesota led this game 13-3. Then Penn State scored 17 unanswered to go up 20-13. Now Minnesota a chance to regain that lead with just inside of a minute.
Yeah, huge swings of momentum for both teams. And you had to like what McSorley's done for Penn State, bringing this team back. And they did it off of a 3rd and long call for a big touchdown reception that sparked them.
The sophomore Emmett Carpenter is perfect on the 2016 season. And he is still perfect. Ice water in the veins of Emmett Carpenter, and the Gophers are back in the driver's seat.
Good clock management by Minnesota. And now Penn State will have no timeouts. Less than a minute. But they do have Trace McSorley, and they do have a spread offense. It's a natural 2-minute offense.
Barkley is the one to try to return it, but he will go down to a knee 5 yards deep.
Edge throws to the outside, first down throws.
Barkley in the backfield to the left of McSorley. McSorley moving up in the pocket and just tries to fling it. That will not be grounding.
Good job.
Did have Smith in the area.
Good job, McSorley. He has done a great job of throwing the ball away. He has saved him so many lost yardage plays today. Breaks down in the pocket. How he got it out, I don't know. That was a great play by McSorley.
Andrew Stetler had him by the belt line there, bringing him down. But indeed, McSorley with a heady play. 49 seconds now. 1 second and 10. Trips to the right. This time the pocket more clean. Deep ball is underthrown. Once again looking for Smith.
He's trying to get a sideline route, which again, that's where you want to throw the football. And you know, you have 4 downs, so you have 2 more to go. No panic here. And you have to think, hey, I still have time. I still have time here. You do not want to throw it short of the first down and inbounds where he gets tackled.
He was looking for Barkley on the wheel route there. Smith out of the backfield. So 3rd and 10 for Penn State. And here comes more pressure off his back foot. Diving catch at the 45 by Chris Godwin.
Great play off his back foot, throwing it down to Godwin right in the middle of the field. It's a first down throw. Clock stops. Don't panic.
Place McSorley, but he needs to have a little more magic in his hat. Across the field, complete.
That clock's going to run now. They have to hurry.
Tompkins tackled inbounds indeed, and now they're scrambling. And they will just spike it with 20 seconds remaining. Now the kicker, Tyler Davis, he's good up to about 55. So they still need to get a little bit more here. They need to get about the 38-yard line to feel comfortable, Chuck.
Right, and that's not that far. And they can get a first down if they get it there on this throw. With one of these throws, which stops the clock, you can spike it.
Need about 10 more yards. The long this season for Davis, just 40. But he hasn't attempted anything over 50 this season. McSorley stepping up. He's got a lot of room to run. Inside the 30 and stepping out at the 21.
Wow.
A 26-yard run for Trace McSorley to put him in field goal range to try to tie it.
And Minnesota just totally broke down in their front 7. Trace McSorley playing smart, saw the open lane. There's nobody in front of him. Gets out of bounds.
He now has 73 yards rushing. He's done it with his arm and his legs.
Only 2 plays left. Take a shot.
He's taking a shot, and it's incomplete. Jalen Myrick on the coverage of Chris Godwin. That's a star on a star.
You got a kick now, but nice play calling. Take your shot with 2 plays left. Oh, just a little bit more air on the back shoulder throw, and he had a chance with Godwin. A little bit more air, and he had it. Had a chance anyway.
This will be a 40-yarder. Tyler Yazian will snap it. Chris Gula will hold it. And Davis got it. We're going to have some free football from Beaver Stadium.
That is the end of the 4th quarter. Timeout.
Well, this is kind of fitting. We thought coming in we would have a neck-and-neck game, and we've got overtime.
We have overtime.
From the 25, Leidner hands it off And wrapped up quickly, Rodney Smith tried to stretch it out to the left side. Manny Bowen and company, they were having no part of it.
And what you do, you just get out your red zone game plan. That's what you're looking at on your playboard by both coordinators. Red zone offense, red zone defense. Get out your play sheet and call those plays.
2nd and 9. Off play action, pocket collapses, and down goes Mitch Leidner thanks to Evan Schwan.
Haven't heard Evan Schwan's name. Makes a big play when you need it. Just staying with it. And those interior D linemen just get push, keep fighting, and you'll get to the quarterback sooner or later.
Defensive coordinator Brent Pry said that Evan Schwan's been limited with injury, hoping to get him more snaps this week. They're glad he was out there for that snap.
Now you want to get in field goal range. You want to make sure you get enough to get a decent field goal kick.
From here it would be 45 yards, and it's going to be about a 45-yarder. Underthrown. Garrett Sickles got pressure, and Leidner fell to his backside again.
That was not a good series for the Minnesota offense. And they've been good in the red zone all year. And Mitch Leidner just get pressure here by Sickles. And just couldn't step into his throw on that flat route. I didn't like the play anyway. That was a long throw from this left hash all the way near the boundary on the right side. That's a long throw for anybody.
This will officially go as a 46-yarder for Emmett Carpenter. He's 3 for 3 in this one. And he is 4 of 4. How about the two kickers in this game, Carpenter and Davis?
They're both the MVPs of this game. Wow, what a kick.
Emmett Carpenter, first year as a starter, first road game ever as a Big Ten kicker. And boy, has he come up huge. Trace McSorley, what can he do here in overtime? 335 yards passing, a touchdown and no interception so far for McSorley. This time it's Barkley. Cutting inside. Barkley, touchdown! And for Minnesota, absolute dejection. James Franklin and Tracy Claeys meet, and Franklin gets the win, and Penn State gets to hoist the Governor's victory bell.
And there's just a lot of space right here. And Saquon Barkley, with his vision, found it. No one's going to tackle him in the open field.
Kunle Ayinde was the last man, number 4, to have a chance, but on Barkley's cut, he juked him and high-stepped in for the winner.
Great call by Joe Moorhead. He's been throwing the ball. He spread everybody out, spread that defense out, and just a little inside zone play. He went back to it. Wasn't working very well all game. Went back to it, stayed patient. Hit pay dirt.
And a big win for James Franklin, who said just nothing is going our way right now. All the injuries. Speaking of Coach Franklin, he's with Brian Tripp.
What's the emotion right now?
I'm just really happy for our kids. They battled and they battled. It was not pretty at all, but we found a way to win a game, and we're going to grow from this. I want to thank the fans, because we had every reason today. Pouring rain, everything else. They came out, they supported us, they stuck with us. Very appreciative.
What changed in the second half?
We made some plays. We We got the fans back involved. We got some momentum, which we didn't have in the first half.
Describe Chase McSorley's game today.
Well, obviously he was great. I really want to talk about the linebackers. we've lost more linebackers than most people have on their team. We were on, I think, our 6th middle linebacker. We lost another Mike today. Then we lost his backup. Manny Bowen has never played Mike since he's been here, and he played Mike linebacker at the end of the game. So Trace was awesome, but the way our defense is playing right now under really difficult situations, very proud of them.
Coach, go celebrate with your team. Thanks.
Thank you.
James Franklin, a happy man despite all the injuries. Penn State gets the win. A rainy day in Happy Valley and a seesaw battle took us all the way into overtime. And Penn State and McSorley, bottom line is they just found a way on the winner. Barkley scores it, and they improved to 3-2. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Our final score, Penn State 29, Minnesota 26. Stick around. State Farm postgame show coming up.